All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Street Couch. Right here we have Gabe, aka Gabriel Abraham Sanchez.
How's it going, everybody? It's really good to be here.
Want to introduce yourself? Introduce who you are, what you do, how we know each other.
Yeah. So again, my name is Gabriel Abraham Sanchez. I've been knowing Daniel since freshman year of high school.
Yeah.
Main reason that we kind of got into the music industry, really. As of right now, as you know, I've kind of been the best way to describe it is I'm a door salesman. Currently, I work in the office of where my dad used to take me to work for his installs. So, as you know, my dad installs doors for a living, but now I work in the office that actually sells the doors that he installs. And then on the side, I'm over here with my boy Daniel, every week, just working on new material and, making new music and everything, still following that passion of ours. Yeah. So, that's kind of where my life is at right now.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Yeah, because we go way back. Remember those times around the track, the track during PE. We would just be walking around, just aimlessly, just having random conversations.
Dude, we'd always talk about you'd always bring up movies that I'd never seen, and give a very vague description of it, but I always ask you how did it end, and you always see you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. I never watched except Chronicle. It's the only one I actually watched.
I remember because I still am really into sci-fi movies and stuff like that. Superhero movies. I remember most of the time we'd be talking about superhero and comic book movies. Yeah. Superman and all that stuff. We would always have hypothetical conversations also. It would be what if Superman did this or whatever.
We would really get in. It would really pass the time, honestly. Because there wasn't much to do in PE. If we chose to do something, yeah, but that was the best way for us to think. But I think it's always funny. That PE is where we spent most of our time developing our friendship, I think, even though we had biology beforehand together, because we didn't really get seated or talk that much in biology, we always got seated separately until one day we got seated next to each other. That's kind of how it all started. But biology was just weird.
Because I remember I don't remember this, but you said that actually, I think I do remember some of the things you said I do.
Oh.
But we were sitting next to each other taking a test, and you were looking over at me or my paper. I think I saw you very minimally.
We had our tablets open, and we're working on a worksheet or a test or whatever the hell it was. And that was one of the first times where I really didn't know what I was doing, or I didn't really understand what was going on. And not to sound like a goody two shoes, but I really don't ever cheat, Yeah. But one time I was like, dude, I'm really lost. So I'm I'm gonna just see what this kid's doing. And so I look over, try to look. I lean back, I think, because we have a computer screen. I don't know if I leaned back or look over. Well, all I know is I looked over. And I don't know, you're just oh, what are you doing? And you try hiding your laptop. Dude, I was so embarrassed. I was like, dude, I don't know. And then you're oh, no, I'm just kidding. I don't know what I'm doing either.
I think I was low-key trying to copy off you. I was trying to do the side eye thing. Yeah.
We were both lost. And then that is how we started talking. And then we realized that we both went to the same PE class afterwards. That's kind of how it all went from there. It's freaking crazy, dude. Next year makes 10 years since we graduated.
Damn.
It's 10 years since we graduated and 14, 15 years since we met.
It's crazy, dude. Yeah, and then I remember one time, eventually I told you I started learning guitar. Mm-hmm. And I think you told me you wanted to learn also or something like that. Yeah,
what it was is I have very vague memories, but I know that as a kid, my parents did take me to take guitar lessons long ass time ago. Kind of feels like a fever dream to me, if anything. But I think the reason it stopped was, my parents say otherwise. I forgot my parents' reasoning. I'm sure they know more than I'm sure they know the real reason why. But for me, what I remember is I couldn't understand the guy because he only spoke Spanish. You know, and I mean, I only vaguely remember a few lessons. You know, I don't remember going there that often. But yeah, I mean, I've always been interested in the instrument and everything. I have been wanting to go back into music, but I don't know. I'm the kind of guy that really needs like an extra push, you know, or like starting things on by myself is kind of difficult.
Okay.
You know, like starting things on my own has always been kind of difficult for me. But yeah, knowing that you were kind of getting into it and that you really loved it and all that cool stuff, that's what really kind of gave me like that little jump start to want to do it as well. Because at the time I felt like, well, I'll have someone that I can learn with, you know, take this journey together with, which makes it a lot easier. It made it a lot easier for me to kind of do.
yeah, it was cool to have someone also, because like, yeah, I'm pretty sure, because of us two, we formed our first band together. Yeah, because it was us two that formed it. Yeah, because Alfonso didn't know anything, but like the only reason why he learned was because we were forming the band. Yeah. So he picked up bass. Yeah, bass as a result. And then I remembered Angel. He had taken drum lessons like a long time ago, also when he was little. And I was like, well, like I think I know a drummer. Yeah. You know? Angel like forgot everything that he learned. But yeah, it was cool, man. Yeah, like I now that I think about it, I think it was like early 2014 when we formed it, or when?
Kinda. I always forget if it was second semester junior year or first semester senior. I think we were juniors though.
I think we were.
I think it was like second semester junior year.
I think it was Christmas because like you got your guitar. Yeah. You got your guitar and you're like, hey, like now we can form the band or something.
Yeah. It could have been Christmas of junior year.
Yeah,
going into second semester.
Yeah, and remember whenever we would have like a little break and then come back to school, we would have like half days or something like that. Yeah. I forgot why, testing or some shit.
Something like that.
Yeah, I remember. Us and some friends, we went to like the bridge by my house. We went to go walk to like North Oaks. Yeah. And like on the way there, we just kept talking about like forming the band and stuff. I remember that memory.
That was always
fun. That was, I think, 2013. I don't know.
It might have been it was Christmas of 2012 going into 2013.
Oh, so it was. Yeah. It was the beginning of 2014 then. Yeah. Okay.
Something like that, yeah. Or I think, around that time frame. And then, we kind of,
remember, like, we're trying to speed things up because the pizza show was coming up.
There was a lot of things happening that we wanted to get our name out there, I think. But we were really focused more on doing covers, you know, because it was just, I guess at the time it was easier to learn covers.
Yeah, because it's already written. All we gotta do is just learn whatever is. Yeah.
So I remember that we did practice live. I just know that I wouldn't say that it really slowed us down. I just know that even though we had common musical tastes, we did have distinct differences. You know. Yeah. Especially the things that we wanted to learn. But at the same time, I think because at the time, I don't know how. So at the time, the lineup was you lead, I was rhythm / vocalist, then Alonso was bassist and Angel Jr. The thing is, I don't remember how, because I don't remember. It was out of necessity that I had to sing. Yeah. But I forgot how it came that way. But it was out of necessity that I had to sing. But because I didn't know the future of the band, I think I wanted to either cover or write music that made it easier for me. You know, because I didn't really want to play and sing that much. Yeah. You know, I didn't want to think about it too much. So I think I wanted to write like bass-centric music, where like the bass takes more control of the rhythm section, and then you just kind of lead over that. And with me being rhythm guitar, I'll just hop in like every now and then. I think that's kind of like where I pictured things. So So we did songs. That's why we did like 7 Nation Army. We did a lot of Nirvana.
The Man Who Sold the World.
Yeah, you know, we did Nirvana songs and shit like that. You know, so it was like our beginning stages were a lot of out of necessity and let's just do it. It was a lot of fuck it. Let's just do it. Whatever happens, happens. And god damn that things happen.
Yeah, like we didn't even make it into the show. The first time we tried out, or the first beat, we didn't even get considered.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they never got back to us. But like that didn't stop us, you know. All we did was learn. We're like, okay, we gotta like practice more then, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we did. We practiced like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But then our equipment just gave up on gave up on us. But yeah, it was just a bunch of technical difficulties. Like, yeah, like, for some reason people couldn't hear you. Like the main stage mic wasn't working well for some reason, I think.
Yeah, that night. Yeah, for our first show that night, everything kind of. I think the show in itself was running late.
Yeah.
I think people were already overextending their time, so
they were like rushing production and shit.
When they were right, a bunch of high schoolers, bro. They were blaming a bunch of high schoolers for not giving us a sound check. But that's what happened is we didn't get an actual sound check. No one made sure. They rushed us. They said, "All right, go on, play." But not gonna lie, dude. After that first show, we made a comeback.
Oh yeah.
I mean, given the circumstances and where we were at the time, you know, like given the events of who we were and what we were trying to accomplish, we did make a comeback. Our second time playing for our school, honestly, it was one of our better shows ever.
Yeah, to this day, still.
It's still like very tight. I'm so mad that we don't have footage. You know,
has to be footage out there
somewhere. Yeah. Somewhere has to be footage, dude. But that's when I backed down and took complete role of rhythm, and you lead, and that's where we got the new singer Isai. You know, so we were able to focus more on. Each one of us was able to focus more on our respective instruments.
Yeah.
And then, because honestly, it was a big sense of overall it was a sense of relief only having to worry about one thing. And then we got a new drummer, of course, and Angel went to bass, you know. But we made a really big comeback with that show. And then,
a whole year later.
Yeah.
Because we learned, we started making little adjustments. You know, like first, you know, Alfonso was our weakest link our weakest link in a way, because he wasn't learning the songs until like the day of practice.
I remember that.
And we just told him, like something has to change, or you know, we can't have you in the band anymore.
I think those early stages really put us in perspective about what we wanted to do, you know, and it really kind of forced us to really not consider. It really made us question, okay, what are we actually doing? Are we just hanging out, or are we actually creating something?
Yeah.
You know, and as kids, you know, I mean, I feel like a lot of us had our own things going on in our life, you know. You know, not a day like I know Sentilion ended, which was our band name at the time. Sentilion ended in college, you know.
Yeah.
Definitively, I think it was already fading in and out.
Yeah.
But it definitively ended in college.
2016.
Yeah, it definitively ended in college. At least the original lineup. The thing is, like, I don't think Sentilion ended. The original lineup ended, but I think you and Angel just transmorphed it into what the next band was Street Couch, wasn't it? Yeah. So it's like, for me, I don't think like Sentilion ended per se. I just think it just morphed into Street Couch and everything, because y'all kept it going, which I was always proud of, you know. It's just like, for everybody else in the band, you know, Eloy, Isai, myself, you know, with a lot of things happening in our own personal lives, you know, at least for me and my personal experience, in a way, I did kind of have to make a decision.
Yeah.
And with the pressure of my parents and everything, it was kind of like, you know, no one thinks that following music is gonna be like the main goal, right?
Yeah.
You know, and it kind of comes back to what I was telling you earlier today, actually, before we started, was like, you know, looking back, I kind of wish I had like the support. You know, looking back, I wish I had like the kind of support and everything. You know, like, and if I had a few more people who really saw our potential, you know, I feel like, you know, we really could have taken Sentilion to be something.
That's a very common story that I've heard, like, in the music scene. You know, like, people, like, they're telling me, like, people are still telling me that, like, they still don't feel support from their family or anything like that. It's kind of sad.
Dude, yeah, like, even so, like, even to this day, like, Well, I would say my parents are a bit more happy with everything that we do, but I can tell that they do see it more as like a novelty.
Yeah.
You know, because I can see their expressions. Whenever I tell them about like the stuff you and I are working on, it's kind of like, it's more of like, oh yeah, that's really cool. I'm glad you guys are hanging out. But when I tell them something that happened at my job, right? You know, they're all like, oh, that's great, that's awesome. Keep at it, you know, like be the best you can be at that, you know, like. You can see the tonal differences.
Yeah. I think the camera does that, but it's all good.
Yeah, it's no problem.
But yeah, man, no, for real, like, yeah, I don't know, like, my parents have always told me, always have a plan, and this will just be, like, plan 2 or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I don't see it that way. Like, I think there's a way to, like, morph different, like, paths, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for example, like, yeah, like, it started out with me like falling in love with guitar. Mm-hmm. That was like a simple thing, you know. But then like now it's morphed into like, you know, for example, it is what we're doing right now, podcasting, recording videos. I feel like it's all the same thing. Like as long as I'm the one creating all that, it's whatever I want to like make it. It's kind of hard to explain.
No, I completely understand, and that's one of my biggest highlights. Is because not a day goes by where I don't think about how it all started, and you know, and I was telling this to my brother the other day, because I told you, you know, my brother and I, we were listening to your podcast, and I was telling him like, dude, like literally, you can trace everything back to like Daniel and I talking at the track, you know, and to see everything that he's doing now, like, does bring me a sense of pride and everything, and it makes me think like I don't have to submit to like this 9 to 5 month. Like don't get me wrong.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I love my job. I am the kind of guy that loves working 9 to 5. I like office jobs. I do. I like going to work, clock in, do what I gotta do, help people. You know, I love my job so much. It's the best job I ever had. You know, and I do see myself retiring from there.
Yeah.
You know,
different chapter.
But seeing everything that you've also been doing on the creative side of things, you know, because I feel like over the years, like as much as I love what I do feel like I do lack some of that. Like I feel like there's more that I can do, you know.
Of course. Yeah.
And that was one of the reasons why I decided to. So, fun fact: after we disbanded in college, I never wanted to be part of a band ever again. You know, I felt like it was too much work, too much that. A lot of commitment, because it is, having a band is a second job. It is a commitment. It is a lot of things you want to have with the right people. And I told myself that maybe I'm just not the guy for that, you know. And not because I didn't really want to, but it's like I feel like it wouldn't be fair to other people.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't want to be that guy, you know. Well, you know, fast forward a few years, you know, I meet, you know, my good friend Lewis. You know, at the time I was doing business to business insurance, and you know, we met at the same company, and we found out that we like the same kind of music. Next thing I know, I find out that he also plays guitar. You know, so we start jamming. Nothing serious, but we start jamming, and we also start talking about like it'd be cool to start a band, right? So then, you know, fast forward a few years again, you know, like I'm now my new job, yada yada. He hits me up last January saying, because he actually ended up joining a band, you know, and he hits me up last January saying, hey, you know, we need a band member. Do you mind playing bass for us? You know, and I was like, I've never played bass, my guy. You know, like I haven't even been on my guitar for a while. Only our jam sessions that we've done guitar. You know, and he's like, super easy, man. The songs are super easy. You know, like, you know, we'll be able to do this. So I was like, okay, and I did stop and tell myself, do I want to do this? And I was like, well, you know what? If I say no, I've already seen them live. You know, they play great. They play great music. They're fun to play. I kind of miss it. And you know, now I'm like, if I say no, am I gonna regret it? Mm-hmm. And I don't want to think about that later on. So I was like, as much as I told myself that I never want to be part of a band, I was like, I'll give it a shot. What's the worst that can happen, right? I just tell them that this isn't for me, and then, you know. Yeah. Next thing you know, dude, I know I joined a band. You know, I learned how to play bass. I learned their songs. I you know, falling in love with the bass. You know, now I consider myself more of a bass player than guitar player. And dude, I ended up playing live shows and shit like that. We actually went to the studio. We actually recorded our things. I got to see how it all happens.
Did like real band stuff.
Yeah, I learned a lot more of the music industry, more technical things and all that. And then, in spite of it all, that band, ended up falling apart anyhow. But whatever, dude. I got to live that experience, and I didn't want to slow down. I didn't want to stop just because that band stopped. So that's why I came to you, for us to, ho and ho, as the joke goes, make the comeback that nobody wanted, and bring back our old high school band.
It's funny, dude, because like in a way it feels like the show Loki, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is like part of the secret timeline. Also like with Spider-Man, the Spider-Verse. Like these are like canon events,
right?
Because it's funny because like we both like both of our. I mean, we both left our previous projects around the same time.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, I don't know, it was like the doors opening,
Yeah.
But yeah, like now that we're talking about this, like your whole musical journey, I feel like, like you said, like you wanted to quit music and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, for like a long time, you're, I don't know what to say, but like your musical, like the way, like, I guess your musical ability, like let's just simplify it into that.
Yeah.
Like it stayed pretty stagnant for a long time, but you joining that band was probably like one of the best choices you ever made.
Honestly, yeah.
Because once you joined it, like your ability went like fucking like, like a fucking like plateau. You know what I mean? Like,
dude.
But yeah, no, good job, dude. Like I saw your progression. Like even like during while you were in the band, like at first, you were like very kind of shy on stage, like. But then, like, as the shows went on, I saw, like, you were more and more comfortable. And, like, the bass never sounded bad to me, like, on stage.
Yeah.
It sounded like an actual bass, like, actual tone. The way you, like, play with your fingers, like, it was all good, dude.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because, like, whenever you came to me about wanting to, like, it was just a joke at first, like, I'll just reform Sentilion. Like, you even added all the original members to the group chat.
Yeah, I mean, I found
most of them.
I found them all except Eloy.
Yeah.
Literally, we just made memes about it and everything.
And then we just never spoke about it again until, like, I think I brought it up, or I forgot. I think I did.
Yeah, because I think, so what it originally had, you brought it up, but it was in a sense of, like, why don't we just jam? Like, no commitments, no nothing. Let's just jam. Like, we're all musicians.
Yeah, because I was leading my project at that time.
Yeah.
Like, I was feeling kind of down, like, musically, I guess. And I needed something to, like, keep my music, like, spark going,
Yeah.
And, like, I saw you play live, and, like, I saw how much, like your ability went really, really up. Your talent, like, shines. So I thought, why not, like, I remember, I mean, like, this podcast is gonna come out like in a month, so like, I feel like we can talk about anything.
Yeah, that's no problem.
But yeah, like, I remember while I was a supervillain, you and Nick would tell me like, "Hey man, like, we see you shine on there, and like, you should be the one like to like do something, like not depend on these guys." And like at the time, I thought like, I mean, like this was maybe the correct thing to do, but like at the time, I was telling myself like, nah, I had to stay in this band because like with you with Atonement, I was learning a lot. Like same thing. We actually recorded, we actually like organized and played shows and shit. So yeah, I feel like I had to keep learning from that, and it helped because everything I'm doing right now, like literally right now, I'm making this podcast. Like, it's like stuff that I learned, being in that band. So like,
I feel like. And not to sound like cliche or nothing, but the things that we had to joining our respective bands, I feel like really did, to circle back what you said earlier, like brought us back to where we are now, and in a sense, I kind of did learn what I wanted, like out of music, out of a band, like kind of weird, but it's like, because while I was with Atonement, a lot of the songs were written by the lead singer.
Yeah.
It was more of I can honestly say that it was more of like his passion project that we kind of just rode the coattails on.
Yeah.
And the only reason
same thing with my band.
Yeah,
too.
And the only reason we were recording to begin with was because I mean, we were recording songs that he wrote 6 years ago that he never did anything with. And, you know, my good friend Lewis and I, you know, me and him, that's not what we wanted, you know, because Lewis and I, we had a dream for that band, like a very passionate dream.
For all y'all to like collaboratively write and work together.
What we wanted to do was say, hey, like, let's record your songs and let's release them. Like, why not? You've been playing them for 6 years, dude.
Yeah, move on. And you know.
And I feel like that will give them a sense of closure too, you know. And then because our original plan was record the songs, release them, promote it for a couple months, but now we can actually collab and write original music and stuff. And honestly, anytime I wrote a new riff, now granted I only ever wrote bass riffs, but anytime I wrote a new riff, you know, my bass riff got shut down hard by the singer, you know. But no, like, you know, let Lewis write a riff, right? No, he fucking loved it, you know. There was like beef in that band, you know. You know what I mean? And it really made me feel like, you know what? But I told myself, whatever, man. Like, as long as we're writing music, you know. But, you know, ultimately the band didn't last, and, you know, we left, you know. But that, you know, that's not stopping Lewis and I, you know. Me and him are still meeting up. We're writing like punk music with, like, you know, metal kind of mixed into it.
Oh yeah, man.
You know what I mean? So, you know, we've written 2 songs already, like full songs. Well, I'm currently writing bass parts at home for it. Okay. You know, but we wrote like the general consensus of the song with lyrics and everything. You know, so it's not like we're stagnant, you know. It's, you know, just a matter of like what the next steps are for Lewis and I, you know. And then of course I'm doing everything that, you know, I'm doing what we're doing for Sentilion here, you know. But, you know, I've learned a lot about not just how to improve my music abilities, but like how to collaborate with other people, how to talk to other musicians, how to, you know,
other professionals in the
people
scene,
understand,
you know,
things. And, you know, and I never tell myself, I tell people that I'm a musician, I tell people that that I write music or whatever, but I'm never one to say that I'm like musically inclined, you know. I have like, everything is about me self-taught, everything, you know. Even the music that I write, you know, I know can always be improved upon and everything, because I don't know music theory, I don't know scales, I don't know all the technical stuff. I just write, you know, whatever comes out, you know what I mean? But that allowed me to be in a room full of people who do know more, that were able to elevate my knowledge. Now I understand things a bit more, you know, and there is nothing wrong. Like, for the longest I was like, theory, nah. But, you know, now I appreciate it. You know, I still haven't dived too much into it, but now I have a more basic understanding of it, and I can kind of understand what I need to do, or how can I write these things and everything. And now, I don't know how controversial this is, but I hate playing covers. I hate doing covers. I don't mind doing covers every now and then if it's for like a small video or whatever, and, you know, I learn a quick, easy cover and everything, but I really do not like covers. For the longest, I had, you know, granted, that's how I started. Yes, I think that's how a lot of musicians start. You learn other musicians, you know, other people's songs. But I didn't learn this. I didn't learn other songs because I liked the songs and I wanted to play them. I learned them so I can understand why they're doing what they're doing. And to this day, the only reason I would personally on my own time look up a song to see how it's played and to learn it is not because I want to play it. It's because I want to dissect the song. I want to understand why did this person do what they did,
and why did it work.
Why exactly? Why does this string of, you know, how to, like, especially with bass. Now that I'm actually breaking apart songs and looking at the bass parts, I'm trying to wonder. It's like, because to me, bass has always been just follow the rhythm. But then I see bass players following the rhythm, but then adding these other scales or notes that nobody else is playing. So I'm like, why? You know? And why does it fit? You know? And how can I incorporate that? You know, like the song we're working on right now, and I already told you this, but the song we're working on right now literally my inspiration was Afterlife by Avenged Sevenfold, because I broke apart the chorus of how, you know, Johnny Christ, you know, the bass player for the band, he played that part and how melodic it was, you know, that I never noticed it before until I saw like tutorials on how, like, till I saw the notes that he played, you know, and I kept replaying that scale and everything, replaying those notes, and I was like, I really like the idea of it, you know. So I took that idea and I shifted into the genre of music that I like to write. You know? So the music I listen to is not necessarily the music I like to write, you know. So I took that idea and, you know, shifted it, changed it, and, you know, and now we have the song that we're working on now that you would never think came from Avenged Sevenfold, you know what I mean? Yeah. But that's the beauty of it, though. That's the only reason I like looking at other people's songs. But I hate playing covers. I hate learning covers, and I don't like people telling me like, "Oh, you don't know how to play this song. You don't know how to play this song." Like, no, dude, I don't know how to play that song. Like, I'm sorry.
No, like the cool thing about the song we're working on right now is like you said, you know, like your idea came from Afterlife. Once you brought the idea to me, I put it in my influences in the song, you know, and we made like a little soup. You know?
Exactly, and I think that's the beauty. So one of my favorite things of like writing with you personally is because our music taste is so
kind of different. You know?
It is different. You know, we do have there's a common ground. So it's not like Lewis and me. Lewis and I can write songs really fast on the spot because we love 90% of our music taste is the same, and it's very easy for us to write off of each other. So we write songs fast, you know, and with lyrics and everything, and because we already have a general consensus of like, we already established this is the genre we like. That's why I can say the music that Lewis and I write is punk with metal, because that's what it is. For me, I never know. For me and you, I never know what to tell people. You know, the music I like to write, you know, is very alternative, and like it is heavy, you know, more like it's like alternative metalcore. But then you come in here with what I describe as like indie type shit, you know. That's how it's indie math rock, like that scene of music, you know, which I still don't know what to call it, you know. But you can hear both of our influences in the songs that we write, you know, like the leads for our song that we're currently working on obviously come from you and everything like that. But you can hear that while we're working on the drums, you know, I kind of try to sprinkle a little bit of like my genre in there. And the pre-chorus in itself is very metalcore-y, very metalcore type of thing, you know, because it's just our styles. But I think that's where the beauty lies in it, you know. It's like, you know, our song is just our song, you know. There's no genre to it. There's no box around it. Like it is it's whatever we want it to be. Yeah, and it's whatever, and hopefully it's whatever our listeners want it to be. You know, it's not a distinct thing. And I think that's what's beautiful behind it. You know.
For sure, man. Yeah, like every time we talk about the band, like more and more ideas pop into my head. Like just now, like even more popped up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, like we should tell everyone to check out the Instagram page, because like this will come out in like February. Yeah, so by then we should already be up and running.
We're hopefully we can make our first make the Instagram page public, you know, start posting, you know, hopefully by tomorrow maybe we can put something out there, or sometime this month, you know, we'll put something out there. And then everybody should check it out, you know. It's, you know, we're Sentilion.
What's the Instagram page?
It's Sentilion_HTX, you know. You know, so anybody who's listening to this in February, you haven't already followed us by then, you know, definitely give us a follow and check us out, you know. It's a new project. I mean, it's not really new, it's like a revival of our first project, pretty much. Me on guitar, Gabe on bass and guitar. We're both trying to do vocals at the time. Who knows what the song's gonna sound like when this podcast comes out, right?
But yeah.
And you think the song will be released by then? I don't think so, right?
I don't think so, but
we're thinking like a March release, right?
Yeah, but who knows, like what's gonna sound like behind the scenes, you know?
That's true. But hey, for all of y'all listening to this in February or whenever this comes out, about I got a month before the song comes out.
Rebirth. We're gonna call it Rebirth, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I think that's the show.
Rebirth by Sentilion.
Yeah, it's gonna be really awesome. I'm really excited to see where we can take things, you know.
Like what I love is that we're taking this like literally like a step at a time, like just one song instead of like taking on like a whole EP, all at once at the same time. I feel like that's not really sustainable. We have to like at least now we're like trying to find our like stepping stones. Yeah, we can like just work a song at a time, and then once we have enough for an EP, then put the EP together.
Yeah, that's what I like too, because also it's more content for you to put out.
Yeah, you know? You're like dragging it out more.
Yeah, you know, it's more stuff that you can put out, and you know that's one thing I've always been bad at. I like on my personal social media page, if anybody who listens to this does follow me, y'all know that I put stupid ass crap. I'll put stupid memes and stuff like that, and every now and then I'll post like something celebratory or whatever, you know. But I don't really post that much, you know. But for the sake of like music, for like the band and everything like that, I know that we're in a day and age of like, you know, social media and everything. So, you know, like definitely as we get closer to releasing and everything like that, you know, we'll be spitting out more stuff and everything, not just on my personal page, but the band page for sure. It's gonna, you know, like I said, be on the lookout for Sentilion, you know, because we're gonna be posting a lot of stuff, and you want to be there to follow, like be with us on this journey. And I think that's what I want also, is I want our listeners, I want our fan base or whatever, like I want everybody to be on this journey with us. You know, like be one of the people that said I was there when it started.
Yeah, we had a lot of stuff, a lot of good stuff cooking. Last night we went to the skate park. We got like a lot of footage of Angel and his friend Mart. 100%. Shout out to Angel and Mart. Like that was pretty badass, dude. You know, because I feel like, yeah, like that night we were in control of what was getting captured.
Honestly,
you know, just us two. We didn't have to hire any filmographer or anything like that. And it's so doable, you know. It's easy.
It is crazy. This will definitely be our first project where we're in 100% control, you know, and we're gonna release what we're happy with, and it's everything's gonna pay off. You know, like you said, being at the skate park with them and everything, like it's really funny because I know while we were there, like we told Angel and I told you that we're not really gonna be directed. We're just gonna record y'all. But then as I was seeing the tricks and everything, I was just thinking so many things that like we did have to step in a dictatorial role, you know, and
like ask him certain things.
And there was nothing bad about it, but it was like I felt good about myself because I'm like, you know what, I'm not just here to record, like I'm actually doing something.
Yeah, you're building something.
Yeah, you know, I'm contributing. You know what I mean?
To society.
Yeah, it was my first time using a legitimate camera too. I was nervous as hell.
Oh yeah. I got footage of you using it.
You know, that's good. That's good. I was hoping that you did, but yeah, you know.
Looks cool.
That was my first time using a legitimate camera. I'm like, dude, I have no idea what I'm doing, but you know what? But I kind of took it kind of serious too, because I was in charge of like, you and I were in charge of different kinds of shots, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So, you know, what I had, you know, for the shots that I had to worry about and focus on, you know, I actually took it serious, and I actually did try my best to, and also listen to the advice of Mart, you know, who's actually a filmographer and everything, you know, so, you know, and you know, take his advice and everything, and it was worth it, you know, because I and just in those little moments there, I feel like I learned a lot now, and there's so much more to learn, but I know more now than I did yesterday.
It was a whole new territory for us because we're not skaters, we're not filmographers.
Yeah.
So, like, but being there that night, we had to like learn so many things. But like being there is the best way to learn. You know? Instead of like looking at videos, you're just frozen. You know, like just like paralysis analysis.
Yeah.
But yeah, we gotta wrap this up, huh? It's pretty late.
No, I got a few more minutes.
All right.
Yeah. Cool. We can coast a little bit more. It's fine.
All right, man. Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna have to have you back because there's so many more things we should talk about.
Yeah. Now we can do a part 2.
Yeah, for sure, man.
You know. Yeah. Right now we can cut it and then we'll just do a part 2.
For sure.
You know, and then we'll see where we're at in part 2.
All right.
There's no problem. But thank you for having me on, Daniel. I really appreciate it.
I'm gonna plug in your Instagram. I'm not sure if you mentioned it earlier.
Yeah, my personal Instagram, I always forget my handle, you know, but yeah, if anybody wants to, you know, go ahead and give me a follow, you know.
Or any other social you have.
Yeah, Instagram would be the best thing, you know. But anybody can follow me under Gray, so that's GRAY _blue BLUE 41, you know, which also when we release our music, that's also gonna be my stage name.
Nice.
In Gray Blue. So yeah, so anybody follow me, Gray Blue 41 is GRAY _BLUE 41. You can see what's going on in my personal life, and just the stuff I've done with my past bands and everything like that, and just what I'm doing with my friends and all. But once again, thanks Daniel for having me on. I was nervous at first, but it was really fun, and looking forward to being back on again.
Yeah, man. You don't have me nervous. It's really chill making this podcast. Plus, in like post production, like I try to make my guests sound better. Because I've had guests that they're like talking really low because they're nervous. Or they're like mumbling a lot. So I'll go in like the equalizer and I'll like make them sound really good. So like don't worry.
Give me some Daft Punk in there.
I'm gonna give you auto tune
For
everything you see will be an auto tune.
Nah. All right then, man. Well, I'll go ahead and.
All right, this has been the end of the Street Couch Podcast, episode number, I don't know, honestly, but yeah, everyone, thanks for listening, thanks for sticking with us. I hope to see y'all next time. Have a good day, have a good night, have a good life. Peace. Want to say bye, Gabe?
Bye, everybody.
All right, peace.